Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the channel for Everything Arsenal, and welcome to another episode of the 49 Invincibles podcast with me, Glenn, and my guys. First up, Callum, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good. Well, yeah, I'm good in myself, not in
Are
this
you?
bloody shit, in this shit team, yeah. But other than that.
Awesome. And yeah, and home, how are you?
It could be better. I'm all right. Yeah, could be a lot better considering what happened yesterday, but there you go.
Yeah, yeah, awesome. So obviously we'll be reviewing yesterday's game. A lot to talk about from yesterday's game. I'll go through the first half and the second half of this guys, the actual match, and I'm going to give you guys some stats and you'll let me know what you make of it. So first up, we're going to talk about the lineup. I'll start with you, Zoom. I'll put it on screen. So what surprises did you have, or were there any surprises in the lineup for you, defensively, attacking wise?
Defensively, no, but
Mm-hmm,
obviously in terms of attack, I mean, you're looking at that forward line, and Emil Smith Rowe is the one leading the line. Initially, when I saw the lineups from the different apps, I had to double check with different apps. It showed Pepe
mm-hmm,
as the false nine. And when I saw Pepe up top, I thought to myself, you know what, that could be interesting. His hold up play is decent and he makes decent runs and
yeah.
he gets in on the end of things. So I thought it was exciting. But obviously, after kickoff, Emil Smith Rowe was the one starting up top. And I just thought we didn't have any focal points. It was just eventually just became too much of a risk to take on such an important night for us.
Yeah, you're actually very right. Callum, are you okay with the element of surprise, or did you want something that we already understood and you didn't want experiments in a semi-final?
Surely you don't experiment in the most important game of the season. It's like you just watched Pep from the night before and copied and pasted it onto our. It's exactly the same. He tried to play exactly the same. We've got
Uh,
shit players. The players are not good enough. So
Mhm,
you're gonna play that way when we don't have midfielders that can score goals. How many goals have
mhm.
our midfielders scored this season? Probably like a couple, two, three. All of them
Yeah,
combined. So why
yeah,
are you
not
gonna play
even
a
just this
false
season,
nine?
for a long time. Yeah.
That's just what I mean. So why that doesn't make no sense to me. It makes zero sense. You don't even experiment against Everton and try this
Hmm.
way. You do it in this game. Is he want to get sacked or something? I don't understand. I do not understand why he's done that. When we've got three forwards on the bench. Fair enough, I don't like Eddie, yeah. But he will
Hmm.
do better than bloody Smith Rowe up front. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Hmm.
we got Martinelli. Why not play Martinelli? I don't get it. Aubameyang, if he's fit enough to be on the bench, he's fit enough to play, in my opinion. So, like, and then he
Hmm.
brings on 85 minutes. Do you know what I mean? It's just, it winds me up. It's like he wants to be Pep so bad. He's going to go bald, yeah? And you know what I mean? I swear to God, he's going to go bald and he's gonna fucking imitate Pep. I swear. This is what he's like. But,
Yeah.
yeah, I think it's ridiculous. Ridiculous.
So whom would you have had up front? Martinelli, Aubameyang, or Pepe, as you said?
Martinelli, I'm
Mm.
gutted again for Martinelli because I mean, what possible reason could he have to not
Hmm.
start Martinelli? Immediately he
Yeah.
came on as a sub, he made an impact, and that was when we were down to 10 men.
Yeah.
So it's just so frustrating to see because ha- he's clearly our best forward in my opinion.
Hmm.
Aside from apart from Aubameyang and Lacazette, and yeah, we knew
Yeah.
Aubameyang was on the bench, but obviously just coming back from malaria, I think maybe starting would have been difficult, and we probably wouldn't have gotten the best out of him. But
Yeah.
Martinelli, surely he would have caused so many more problems than any of those three forward players, Saka, Emil Smith Rowe, or Pepe in that striking position. So, and you
Yeah.
could see we clearly lacked focal points in attack. We kept
Hmm.
shifting it out to the wings because there was nothing really being offered down the middle. Emil Smith
Hmm.
Rowe was roaming. He's not a striker. He was roaming the whole time, and that's what
Uh-huh.
continued happening for pretty much the first half and the first 15 minutes as well. So
Yeah.
tactically, Arteta got it wrong. In terms of subs, I think he got it wrong as well. Um, yeah, and in terms of the lineup, he got it wrong. I mean, he got so much wrong. I actually blame the Knights on Arteta. He can't be risking
Yeah.
such. He can't be risking or trying to teach new tactics um, to these players. a week before such an important night. And I don't think the argument of pace in behind or drift, trying to reel in the center backs is a
Yeah.
very good one, because we've scored goals without having to reel in any center backs in that false nine role. There was no need for it.
Mm-hmm.
So really frustrating, and you could see how it impacted everybody else. Danny Ceballos found himself on the left a lot of the
Mm-hmm.
times. He was almost like in between Pepe and Granit Xhaka, and it's like, how is that tactically? How is that tactically supposed to make an impact? You're
Yeah.
you're this middleman. You're getting marked out, and then obviously Danny Ceballos had a poor performance individually, but like, yeah, it's just very frustrating, man, because now we've made things hard again for ourselves. We always do this, whether it's the players, now the manager. Arsenal just find a way to make something difficult for themselves. We just do it
Yeah.
season in, season out.
Mm-hmm. And Callum, surely with the likes of Smith Rowe in the middle, you need to stop putting in crosses. I didn't understand when Chambers was crossing in 3 or 4 times, high crosses as well. Do you think that was
No,
also from Arteta? Do you think the players are kind of lost and they just cross
well,
the ball?
I, it's got to be from Arteta because it's happened too often.
Mm-hmm.
It happened. Our
Mm-hmm.
Chambers must have done it about 4 or 5 times in a row, and I'm like, what are you doing? We've got bloody
Mm-hmm.
like Smith Rowe in the box. Pepe, he's not going to win a header, is he? So, like, be
Mm-hmm.
real, like, and he's done it. And so, I blame everything on Arteta. And he looked so out of his depth the other day. He did not know what he was doing, and he didn't know
Mm-hmm.
what he was telling the players because the players look lost again. They look lost. Like the wing, like Shaka don't go past the halfway line, so I don't even know why he's playing left back. Like it's ridiculous. No, he don't even cross the ball from that side. So it's only Chambers, and Chambers is whipping in balls this high, and Pepe's down
Yeah.
here. You know what I mean? It makes no sense. So it's ridiculous. It has to come from Arteta. It has to because he's one of them guys. He over manages the players too sometimes. Over, and the players I think they're a bit thick. I think they need someone
Mm-hmm.
that's a bit an old boy. That's the old boy in the game. And do you know what I mean? Not a manager that keeps making mistakes, silly, stupid mistakes like this. Like he's
Yeah.
if we lose at the Emirates, that's his fault, and he sacked himself because you know what? Yeah, he's
Mm-hmm.
experimented with a false nine when we haven't played that all season. Makes no sense. It makes zero sense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't think he likes Martinelli. I don't think that's the only way I can think. He don't like Martinelli because Aubameyang wouldn't play from the start, and Eddie is not. He's
Mm-hmm.
crap. So he must not like Martinelli. I don't know. I don't know. Anyway.
And so we didn't have to wait that long for us to go behind. Within the first 4 minutes, so I'll bring up the first start of the day. Arsenal conceded after only 4 minutes. 4 minutes, yeah. That's the quickest European goal we've conceded since 2016. Cavani scored against us at PSG when we drew 1-1 with them away from home in the group stage of the Champions League back in 2016. There's something they didn't tell us, but I added it as well. Emre was still the manager of PSG that time as well. So the last two quick goals we've considered in Europe,
Oh my
he
god.
has been the manager of both the teams. So what did you make of the goal itself?
It was so soft for us
Mm-hmm.
to concede. First of all, Granit Xhaka and Dani Ceballos were weak in the challenge in the box, and maybe they're trying to be careful, but you can't be. That actually was outside the box, I think. Doesn't matter. Either way, you can't let someone walk in between you guys and get a shot off,
Mm-hmm.
or try and take a shot. And then I also blame Thomas Partey because he tucked in too deep to the center backs. He
Mm-hmm.
was more worried about the striker coming closer to Chikweze that he forgot about the eventual goal scorer. I can't remember his name, Triquierdos or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I blame our three central midfielders, one of which was playing at left back. With this stat, at this point, can you really be surprised? Where Arteta's breaking so many stats, man. His
He
Arsenal
breaks the
team,
records you don't be broken.
honestly,
Mm-hmm.
his
Embarrassing.
team and his own managerial performance. They're
Mm-hmm.
breaking all kinds of stats all the way dating back to the 1930s.
Mm-hmm.
And we're in a rut, man. We're in a serious rut. We don't have any stability. and this is the problem of no stability. And without stability, you start experimenting. You're asking for problems. You really are asking for
Yeah.
problems. And the thing is,
Yeah.
Callum, I really don't think he's going to get sacked, even if we do get knocked out next week. I really don't think
I
so.
know. It's because it's a Spanish
So,
club. That's why.
yeah,
Spanish.
I mean, it's honestly shocking that we actually have an away goal, because I don't think we deserve the penalty. But before
Yeah.
we get
It
there, I
was
mean,
soft.
just just go on.
Yeah, the one
Yeah,
thing I
just
always
go on.
say, Carl, away from home in a game like this, you always try and score fast, especially with the away goal being important. Because if you go to like a Villarreal and then you score within the first 5-10 minutes, they're in trouble. They're caught between two minds. Like, should we attack and try and equalize, or should we defend so that Arsenal don't get the second away goal? But we did not look anywhere near that, and we conceded within the first 4 minutes, and then we're in trouble all of a sudden. What did you make of the goal? Do you blame it on Shaka, Mari, or
Yeah, of
the
course,
midfielders, as Zoom said?
I blame Shaka as well. I blame Shaka, and you know what I mean, because he shouldn't be there. We should have a
Mm,
proper. We should have Cedric there or fullback. I mean, he's not. He's too slow. The guy's too slow. You can run around him, and he turns like a bus. It does not
mhm.
surprise me that he was in contention of the reason why they got that goal. Do you know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
I said it when I saw the team sheet. I thought, why is he playing left back again? Again, when he got
Mhm.
ripped the other day against Richarlison, why are you gonna play
Mm.
him again? And it just showed again. He's got ripped, and they scored. So it's Arteta's fault again. I don't blame Xhaka. I blame Arteta for putting him in that situation in the first place. But I think if
I
Cedric
don't
was
know.
there, he would have been able to
Mhm.
maybe get the ball off him or to that little guy. I mean, you would have been able to get the ball off him, I reckon. But you
Yeah.
know,
The Chukwueze guy that Zuma said, and that's the Tuguero's guy. If you're playing against some slow wingers, like when you're playing against a Stoke or a Burnley, you don't even really use quick wingers. You could play Shaka on at left back, but when you're playing against the likes of Maris, Salah, this Chukwueze guy, you're in big trouble if you play these guys on the wing, because they are very quick, and we are very lucky. I'm even surprised Shaka didn't pick up a yellow card. He did well not to pick up a yellow card in the game,
yeah.
because those guys are pretty fast. So before even come to the second goals, in the next 20 minutes, we saw them running our midfield. Keep in mind, these are guys like Foyt, someone who's on loan from Tottenham, someone who didn't even get a chance at Tottenham. Kapu, someone who the Premier League was very
Oh, yeah.
tough for. Coquelin, like these are the people who are running our midfield. So, what did you make of the open spaces? I saw Ceballos being turned like 2-3 times in that midfield, and they were just running straight into us. What did you make of the next 20 minutes in the game?
I honestly don't think we would have been run ragged if Granit Xhaka was partnering Thomas Partey
Party.
in midfield. I think we would
Mm,
have I think that would have changed the game completely for us, unless Xhaka does one of his weird mistakes and then we concede a goal. But Dani
mhm.
Ceballos was all over the place, man. Thomas Partey
Yeah.
looked like a man. Like he looked so isolated in midfield. It was
Mhm.
ridiculous to think that he had to, hold that midfield on his own, because Ceballos is somewhere at left wing. You
Mhm.
know, Ceballos' issue is that he doesn't. First of all, obviously he's quite slow. He's also
Mm.
not aggressive and weak, in my opinion. And secondly, he doesn't know how to make himself available in the pockets of spaces in midfield. He
Mhm.
doesn't know how to do that. So what does he resort to? He resorts to going out wide, where there's a lot
Mhm.
of space. And Xhaka
Yeah.
has this kind of tendency as well. But um, yeah, I mean, in the build up to the second goal, Dani Ceballos is the one who lost the ball.
Mm.
They pick it
Yeah.
up and they win a corner.
Yeah.
So Dani Ceballos, honestly, he messed up our game for so many reasons. All kinds of mispasses, weak challenges where he just comes out second in terms of the 50-50s.
Yeah.
And yeah, he was just badly positioned. And then to think that Foyt, who is a center back, I think
Yeah. He is a
or
center
was he
back.
a
Yeah.
right back? He's a center back.
He was,
This
he,
man is a
he's a center
center
back,
back.
but he was playing at right back. Yeah.
Yes. And this guy was outrunning Dani Ceballos, overlapping Dani Ceballos.
I
Hmm.
know.
It was so
That was
frustrating to see.
painful. Yeah. As
It
someone who
was
was chased
so
away from
frustrating to
Tottenham.
see.
So
Exactly.
I pointed that out because that is why he collected one of his first yellow cards. He should have fouled him very early, and then he came to foul him
Yeah.
next to the box. But that was very disappointing as well. So last year around this time, end of April, start of May, what were you thinking, Zohom? You're definitely thinking, okay, I know the Premier League was stopped at that time, but after the restarting around May, June, what were you thinking about Sabas? You're definitely thinking, let's sign him up, right? Last
As a
year
squad
at a
player
time like this.
only.
Yeah,
Yeah, but only as a
yeah.
squad player. He
You're
was never going to
definitely
be
not thinking the
anything
same
more.
this year. You're definitely not thinking the same this year.
At this point, nah. I mean, he's
Yeah.
showing us more because what's happening now, and that's
Mm.
something that Arsenal fans in general need to see more clearly.
Yeah. Hmm.
Arteta found a formation last season that
Yeah.
suited the skill set and the talent and the intelligence of those players, the
Mm.
current players that we want to get rid of now. And now that he's
Yeah.
trying to mold these players into a system that he wants to carry on to the future, we're
Hmm.
seeing the guys drop off. You're just seeing the lack of quality, the lack of
Yeah.
intelligence, the lack
Yeah.
of discipline, because they get found out because of their lack of physicality, their lack of discipline, their lack of intelligence, all those things.
Hmm.
And the more we go through it, the more we realize who can stay and who cannot stay at this club, even as a squad player.
Yeah.
So Danny Ceballos is definitely one of those. I mean, think about how many errors he's had. It's like he's on a mission to try and knock us out of the Europa League himself.
Yeah.
Slavia
We
Prague,
would have been out.
Benfica,
Yeah.
Olympiacos. What is
Olympiacos.
this man
Yeah.
doing?
Yeah. We were almost out
So
against Benfica. Two mistakes he made. Gave away another free kick in that game, conceded. Gave away an obvious goal to make it 2-1 to Benfica. Against Olympiacos, he gave away the ball alongside Leno. We gave them a goal, their striker, that's Olympiacos guys. So I think four mistakes in the Europa League this season. I wouldn't even play him in the Europa League at this crucial moment of the season. I wouldn't at
ever,
all.
no. I
So
mean,
yeah.
thank God he doesn't show up next game because obviously he's red carded.
Hmm.
But if I see him, if we somehow get to the final and I see him in that starting lineup, I'm gonna lose my I'm gonna lose my
Yeah.
mind. I'm honestly
Yeah.
gonna lose my mind.
He probably
Yeah.
will,
So
you know,
Callum
because
Zoe,
I thought
So Zoom already brought us to the second goal. So what did you make of the corner, Callum? Because we get 20 corners per game, we don't score from them. But these days, when you give away one, it's a goal. So what do you make of the defending there?
I thought Party. What was he doing? Back post. He was ball watching. And why is he not
Hmm.
on his man? The guy is literally. You can clearly see his back post. There's no one with him, and Party's literally
Hmm.
right next to him watching the ball. Why has he not gone over to him? I don't understand that. What's happened
Yeah.
to him? He got brain dead or something. I don't get it. I
Hmm.
don't understand why he's done. I don't understand. It's his fault. At the end of the day, I think it's his fault. It's his fault. Because if he was there, he would not have had a tap in back post. So
Hmm.
I blame Party on that one. I got to blame Party. I think he was in the wrong, and I don't know.
Are you surprised people don't usually put a couple of players next to the goalkeeper in the goalpost these days, like they used to do back in the days from corners, to put two people in the post in the goal line?
I don't know. Yeah, I'm surprised, but I'm like, it's common sense, surely, isn't it? You're a player. You're right there. You see a guy back stick, and you're not marking anyone, yeah,
Mm.
and he's by himself. Surely
Yeah.
you go to him like the ball. Do you know what I mean? I don't understand. To
Hmm.
me, it seems common sense as a professional footballer. So, and a player apparently at his quality, he should have
Yeah.
seen that. Sure, you know what I mean? So I blame him. I blame him for that goal. I think.
Yeah, so Zohumi needs some organization in defense, especially defending corners. You can see there our captain, Arsenal captain Rob Holding,
Oh my god.
asking questions. But why didn't he ask these questions before the corner was taken? Who did you blame for the goal?
I blamed Pablo Mari and Partey.
Mm.
Pablo Mari, I don't know if you guys saw clearly in the replay, but he
Yeah.
turns back and he looks at Moreno, who is not bigger. He's not. He's not a big guy. He's a small striker, one of those clever
Hmm.
strikers. The fact that Moreno won the header, clean header, free header by himself, and Pablo Mari is the one who got pushed away. It was just too soft, man. You don't allow a guy
Hmm.
to win a clean header like that at near post. It's ridiculous for that kind of knock on. And the thing is, if he was next to him and he was out
Hmm.
jumped, I'd be more forgiving. But this guy
Yeah.
was closer to our near post, looking back,
Hmm.
hands like this, like what the hell just happened? You let your man go, bro. That's what happened.
Hmm.
You let your man
Yeah.
go. They got a flick on. Raul Albiol saw the flick on, and he got onto it. And the thing is, Thomas Partey, yeah, he should have been more on toes, to stay with his marker or stay at the back post or whatever. But whoever it was back there, like, it's just not good enough. But mostly, in my opinion, the culprit there is Pablo Mari, which is sad because he's been so good for us this season overall, and
Yeah.
his performance improved after that.
Hmm.
After conceding that goal, after making that mistake, he did pick
Yeah.
himself up, made some crucial tackles, interceptions. But you can see how much we miss David Luiz. I think our best partnership right now is David Luiz, Pablo Mari.
So since you
It's not
said that,
even Gabriel.
since you say that, yeah, it's like you actually read the comments. Average Judd asked, "Is David Luiz or just not? Is David Luiz injured or just not getting game time?" So he just came back yesterday. One thing is, I'm 100% sure he's definitely starting next week. He won't play holding in Pablo. I might even see David Luiz and
For
Gabriel next
sure.
week.
100. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm very, very,
No.
very sure like he's going to play next week. Do you think you said he would have done better in that situation?
I don't know if he would have done better. I mean, it's not like David Luiz has been the best defender in the world for us, but
Hmm.
you talked about organization, right? And
Yeah,
Rob Holding maybe not being able to organize his defense. And the thing is,
yeah,
I remember when Rob Holding signed that contract extension, we actually did a show about it. We actually
yeah,
recorded talking about it.
yeah.
And I said, I'm happy with it, but I'm not happy if he's our starting center back because he can't be our
Yeah,
starting center back. You can
yeah,
see that you can see benefits of him being a squad player. That's as far
hmm,
as it goes, and then he has to push on. But yeah, I mean, it says a lot about Rob Holding that David Luiz is preferred over himself. I mean,
yeah,
think about it. How it just says a lot about his own individual performances so far this season.
yeah,
Being outjumped by Raheem Sterling in the first
hmm.
few minutes against Man City, it's not good enough. So quad player at
It's
best, and he needs to improve his
terrible.
form because this is not acceptable. But David Luiz, Pablo Mari starts. I think we have a very
Hmm.
good chance, and I think in general we have a very good chance for the second leg. But we'll get to that.
Yeah. So Callum, 30 minutes, 26 minutes gone, 2-0 down. You're seeing Emre celebrating there out. So how are you feeling? Are you like we are done? We're going to concede 3 or 4? Are you still hopeful?
Uh, I was thinking, yeah, just they're gonna score another one. When we were
Yeah.
playing like this, it was just spineless. It was just they looked like they didn't care, and I had a feeling that they're just gonna Villarreal smell blood. Do you know what I mean? That's the one thing you can say about every year. In the first like 30 minutes of games,
Mm.
his teams are usually very attacking. You know what I mean? They attack and attack and attack. That's how we used to be. We used to attack that right at the beginning, and then we'll fade
Yeah.
off near the end of the game, and we used to just maybe lose the game or whatever. And you
Hmm.
saw it with the Villarreal team. I mean, they were just. We got so lucky. The Leno saved us because they could have scored a third goal. Do you know what I mean? They could have got fourth goal. They got so unlucky. Do you know what I mean? We are luck. Arteta is the luckiest manager in world football because I swear to God, he got Pepe saved his job, yeah, and I swear to God, Leno saved his job because he would have been done at here. I swear to God, he's a lucky guy, and it was just embarrassing. I was just heads in hand, and I punched my sofa. I was so angry because I couldn't
Hmm.
believe the crap I was watching again. I couldn't believe it. It's just
Again.
that you
Yeah.
again we
Keyword
see
again.
this
Yeah.
too often this season. We've seen it where these players just show some spineless, like they're not fit to wear the badge. They're not
Hmm.
fit to wear our badge and because they don't perform ever. I don't know. I think about I could say handful of games. Handful of games they play good this season. Yeah, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
handful. It's ridiculous, and this is the most important
Yeah.
game of our season. It's annoying, man.
So you say is the luckiest, but let's flip that zoom and say it's the unluckiest. After 5 minutes, we get a penalty yet again. We're thinking, oh, you have a penalty, but yeah, it's this overturned yet again. I think this is like the fifth penalty we're getting this season, and it's being overturned. I remember Saka like 2 months ago getting fouled in the Premier League, getting overturned. Obviously, the last game,
Yeah.
Pepe being offside, I think against Fulham, getting overturned as well. Obviously, handball for you.
Yeah, I mean, as soon as I
Mhm.
saw it, I just knew.
Very
As soon as I
much
saw
so,
the
yeah.
replay, I just got on my phone, waited for the VAR review and the discussion to go, because sometimes those things take too long, man. You see a
Yeah.
guy, you know what the decision is gonna be, but then the commentator just has to continue speaking about it, telling you what you can already see. So I just switched on my phone. I started went to Twitter and started reacting to all the bants I was getting. Anyway,
Yeah,
um,
surely
yeah,
that killed you. Surely that killed
it
you. I
it
guess
really
that
did. It
5 minutes.
made me feel like
Yeah,
there's no way. Yeah, it made me feel
yeah.
like there's no way we're gonna get anything out of this. These players look dead. And Arteta's reaction post match interview, you know, I think it was a post match press conference. He said we
Hmm.
became disorganized after the
Hmm.
first goal that we scored. Yeah, we stayed disorganized until like the 45th minute. Why didn't anything
Yeah,
change? We conceded so early. How were we still disorganized? Why couldn't you
yeah.
rally the troops? You know.
Hmm.
He
So
can't
yeah,
do it. That's why he can't do it. He can't do it. Do you know
yeah,
what I mean? He
yeah.
probably came in at half time, shut them all down in a circle and said, "Please save my job. Please save my job." Because he knows he's fucked. The guy
So,
is shit. The guy is
so
enough of him,
halftime.
mate.
So halftime, Callum. Which sub did you want at halftime?
I wanted to bring on Aubameyang, yeah, for one, a centre forward, bring Aubameyang on, bring Martinelli on, yeah, and take off Odegaard. He's done fuck all, like nothing. Do you know what I mean? And it
Hmm.
should make us. I mean, the guy knew it. He made a sub on like in the 65th minute, he put Martinelli on or whatever, yeah. And then waited the 85th
Hmm.
minute to bring Aubameyang on. Is he taking the mick? Is he actually taking the mick? I don't understand. I
Hmm.
don't understand what he sees. Does he not watch the game?
Hmm.
Like we all
Hmm.
need a sub. We need someone to. We need that. Even when they went down to 10 men, Villarreal. Yeah, I'm thinking bring Aubameyang on. He can stretch the play. Yeah, stretch it. And what happened when he came on? He stretched it. Yeah, like we got a ball in behind him or
Hmm.
scored. Yeah, he could have had
Hmm.
another. I don't know, 20 minutes, 15 minutes to bloody run at them. And he brings them on 5 minutes
Yeah.
to go. What a load of. And then he brings on 2 subs at the bloody 90th minute. Is he having a laugh?
Hmm.
Like, come on, man. The guy is out of his depth. He's an idiot. He's an idiot. Don't know what he's doing. Winds me up,
So
man.
the
Winds me
home.
up.
It
Winds
gets
me
to
up,
like
man.
the 48th minute. I had actually told people here like you have to take out Sebas. He'll do something stupid even before he was given the warning. And yeah, obviously we blame Arteta for it, but surely you can't be fouling people, stepping on people's foot on a yellow card.
I feel bad for Ceballos because honestly, I know it's a stamp, right?
Mm,
Um, getting sent off. I don't feel bad for him in terms of his own individual performance, but um,
yeah.
he looked like he was just gonna step on the ground. The trajectory of his steps, you know, he just looked like that's where his foot was gonna land, and then the
Hmm.
Villarreal player's foot, you know, just suddenly appeared.
Hmm.
So, but you know, it's a stamp. You can't argue against a stamp, and you should have been more careful. But why Ceballos was still on the pitch
Yeah.
Yeah.
baffled me.
That's what I was just about to say, yeah.
I was shocked. And then you allowed
Baffled me.
5 subs in Europa League.
You're allowed
I
five
know.
subs. The guy is
Yeah.
playing poorly. So you have no reason to still
Hmm.
have him on the pitch. If he was having a master class, then fair enough.
Hmm.
Take the risk. You know, he's threading the passes and holding it down by
Yeah.
himself. But he was shocking. He was
Yeah.
slow. He was weak. He was
Hmm.
inaccurate. He was
Yeah.
letting all the balls go. What was
Hmm.
your reason in
Hmm.
keeping Dani Ceballos on the pitch to get sent
Yeah.
off? That's the only explanation.
Yeah, of
Because
course. He
what,
was.
like, I was crying out for Granit
Hmm.
Xhaka to go into. I don't care who was playing at left back. I don't care.
Yeah.
You could have brought on Martinelli and I don't know, just take off
Willian,
take off
anyone, as long
Ceballos,
as
take
Sabas
off
goes off.
Ceballos. Yeah,
Mhm.
Martinelli comes on for Ceballos. Saka goes left back, and Xhaka goes central
Yeah.
midfield. I did not care. I just didn't want to see Ceballos anywhere.
Okay, so for the
And there you
conference,
go,
for
man.
that press conference, he did say that Martinelli was being prepared to come on for Sabas, like
Nah,
he was to come on
not good
one
enough.
minute later.
Rubbish.
Not good
Rubbish.
enough. Not good
That,
enough. I'm not
Rubbish.
taking
that,
that.
If
I'm
we
not
don't have,
forgiving him for
yeah.
that just because
we
he's left
don't
back.
have to be paid 6 million a year. We knew this. We saw this coming. We saw. We all. I'm sure had a feeling Tobias was going to do
Mhm.
something stupid. Yeah. So
Mhm.
we don't have to pay 6 million a year. He gets paid 6 million a year to make these decisions. Like, come
Mhm.
on, man. You got to see that and take him off
Nah,
because
yeah.
as we all saw this
I
coming,
agree
it's
with Callum.
ridiculous.
I'm
Mhm.
100% here with Callum. This
Yeah.
is your job. You're
Mhm.
the manager. I don't like, but I hate it. I know football really well, right? Of course, I love it, but I really do. It's not a good sign when me, Zuhum, sat here in Kenya, YouTube pundit, can see something that a qualified coach who studied under Pep Guardiola for 3 years and had the education that he had before and had the experience that he has in football didn't see what we all could see. We do this for free, man. We analyze this crap for free. We don't get paid to
not,
do this. And
not
we could
6
see this.
million. Yeah. So I have
You know
another
what I
stat
mean?
from
Like,
that. Yeah.
yeah, it's just really fucking.
So Arsenal have had 10 players sent off in 80 games in all competitions under Mikel Arteta, twice as many as any other Premier League club since the Spaniards' first game in charge in December 2019. Now, I can extend that to Wenger's last season when Mavropanos was picking up the red card and against Leicester. I remember Emery's season, Niles picked up a red card in like the second game, and then we had to come back against Aston Villa from behind. Like in the last, since the beginning of Emery's second season until now, I think we've picked up the most yellow cards in the Premier League. Yellow cards, and now we also have picked up the most red cards. So, what's the matter with the discipline, Callum? Why is it? Do you blame it on the manager of the discipline? Because the red cards we've been picking as well. It's players choking other players, Pepe headbutting players, unnecessary red cards early on in the game. Who do you blame on the red cards on? Those are so many. Double any other team.
I blame all of them. Do you know what I mean? I blame the players because, like, for example, Xhaka grabbing a guy by his throat. You should get docked, or you should not play for a while. Do you know what I mean? And Arteta don't have. He came out and even he gave him he supported Xhaka, but then when Pepe did it, he gave him the bollocking in public. Do you know what I mean? He has favourites, and them favourites seem to always let him down. Like the likes of for example, Gabriel's our new son. He did something stupid on the halfway line, put a tackle in like that, like he did. Wasn't off.
Yeah.
Like they do stupidness, which doesn't make sense to me. Leno coming out the box and handling the ball. Like what is that about? Do you know what I mean? It's got to be where the manager don't discipline them because they think they could do what the hell they want. The players, they take the piss out of him. Yeah. I think we said this about Emery. Do you know? Near the end, the players just took the piss, and I think now the players are taking the piss out of Arteta with a select few of them, like Xhaka, Bellerins, that can think they can do whatever they want, and they know the manager won't do nothing to them. He won't pull the brick on them. He'll just let them get on with it. That's why this happens because the manager is not ruthless. They hit the piss out of him because they're random. Aubameyang is only a few years younger than Arteta. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? He hasn't got no experience. He's not like he's not like a Mourinho. He doesn't have no experience or no success. So how are they gonna respect him? They're not gonna respect him. So it doesn't surprise me this stuff has happened. And I knew this will happen when he signed. People will eventually take the piss out of him because he surprised me with an FA Cup. Yeah, he fluked himself to an FA Cup. But he's just showing, it's unraveling all this rubbish, all this bullshittery, the players taking the piss, the players not caring, the spineless performances. Everything's unraveling now, and it's just, we've got nothing left. We're like a toilet roll. You tweak it all out, keep it, and then there's an empty core. That's what we're like right now. We're an empty core of just when you throw in the bin. Do you know what I mean? So that's just not. It's so angry. So angry.
Who do you blame for the red cards? Because I've also told you it extends to the previous 2 seasons. In Wenger's last season, I think we were second in most yellow cards, and Emery's first season as well, we picked up 3 or 4 red cards, and then recently it's just been every other 3 games, and in important stages of the match, 0-0, you get a red card like Pepe did, or 1-1 against Southampton, we get a red card. Crucial semi-final. Surely you're thinking this was it for us now. We are going to consider 3rd and 4th, and this is done.
With this, I'm going to add a bit of depth to this. I think it goes all the way back down to our policy on recruitment. And obviously our recruitment is a mess with many chefs, with many cooks, all the way back to Sven Mislintat and Wenger and Gazidis and Raul Senier.
Yeah.
The red cards issue is a number of things. It's mostly the players, in my opinion, because the players themselves aren't capable of carrying, in my opinion, they're not capable of carrying out the instructions or playing the way that Arteta wants us to play, or the vision that Arteta has for this club in the next 2-3 years.
Yeah.
And because they don't have the skill set, the physicality, the tenacity, none of that, or the intelligence, they get found out. Granit Xhaka, Pepe, petulance. Guys like Gabriel, youthful, like they're just youth, they're inexperienced. And then you have the red cards of, well, players that have been characterized by those red cards. Guys like David Luiz, and then they get sent off. And then you also have the decisions that didn't make any sense, like David Luiz getting sent off versus Wolves. Very, very harsh red cards. So it's a number of things, but mostly I blame it on the players. There, a lot of the times there was no need to be in those positions, get caught out in the way that. Remember David Luiz, for example, getting caught out versus Wolves. He didn't have to come out of his back line the way he did. And then eventually when the ball gets worked into the box, I mean, it's a ridiculous decision, but there you go. Essentially it came from a player making a bad decision, either positionally, or in terms of reaction time, like Bernd Leno, for example, versus Wolves as well. So a lot of the demise. Listen, I've been talking about these players for 7 years, guys. I've never thought we've had a good squad. I've never thought we've had a great squad. Never. Guys talking about Bellerin and Xhaka, and maybe they can come through. Maybe they just need a better coach, like even a better coach than Arteta. I've been telling guys for years that our club has had average to good players for far too long.
And then
far too long.
Yeah.
They're all gone.
This is what's happening with our club, guys. This is what's happening with our club. Our players are being mislabeled. People think these players are good because they play internationally, or they have a lot of experience, or they come from Real Madrid. Nah. Okay? That's not the case. We have a lot of average players. There's a reason why no Chelsea fan, a lot of average players. There's a reason why Chelsea fans, Liverpool fans, United, Tottenham even, City, they don't look at Arsenal and think, oh man, I wish we had that player. I used to have a friend a friend of mine, actually, we do the podcast with him, he's a United fan. He used to look on and say, Sanchez, Ozil, man. If we could have Sanchez, Ozil at United, we'd be so far right now. If we could have Santi Cazorla, like partnered up with Paul Pogba, we'd be so far right now. I used to receive those kind of comments, where someone was envious about some of our players. Never get that anymore.
This is how I know we have so many bad players.
Sign.
Yeah, this is how I know we have so many bad players. 2 years ago, we got rid of Jenkinson, we got rid of Lichtsteiner, we got rid of Ospina. I was like, well, we've gotten rid of like 5-6 terrible players. If you can add Koscielny into that list as well. Mertesacker retired. And you're like, he was okay, but in the last seasons, Atletico Madrid mistakes and all that, he was all over the place. He also picked up another silly red card in the Premier League and missed an FA Cup final. I don't usually forget such things. So all of them were sold, and we were like, you know what? We've gotten rid of like 60% now. We're good to go. Nope. We got rid of Kolasinac, got rid of Mustafi, got rid of so many other more players, like another 7-8 players between the start of this season and January. And I look at it again right now, Callum, we still even have more. That means we had like almost 30 terrible players at Arsenal. We still have El Neni, Xhaka right now that we want gone. Most people want Bellerin gone. We still have like another 6-7 poor players at Arsenal. So, which means we had like 30 bad players at Arsenal, Callum.
Yeah, we do. And a lot of them are Arteta. Arteta wants these players. He's come out and said it. He's a lot of these players like Xhaka. Fair enough, Bellerin might be leaving, whatever, yeah? But Holding, he signed him to a new deal over a few games. Like he played a few good games and he signed him up to new. They're all his players. So I've got to blame him as well as the players. They're crap anyway. But when you try to make players play a Man City way, like I mean, you can see he's trying to play a City way. He's trying to play with like, you know how I've watched City and they play very similar to us. I believe.
Callum, wait, just a sec, man. I think it's overly simplistic to blame it all on Arteta. What I think right now Arteta wants is for us to play a, a certain way, right? And he just doesn't have the legs for it. He wants to run before he can walk. That's
Yeah.
essentially what he
Yeah,
wants to do.
that's true.
You know what I mean?
That's true.
That's what
Yeah.
he wants to do, and it's costing us. And the thing is, I've like I mentioned just now, I've seen these players play the way they do, recruit the same kind of quality players um, year in, year out. And why I keep saying, uh, I believe in Arteta. I know, even after yesterday, man.
Whoa, that's mad.
Don't even don't ask me how. Don't ask me how, because I'm
Mhm,
still a bit blurry about it. But
mhm.
why I think I believe in Arteta is because um,
Yeah.
I've seen glimpses of what he wants to achieve, and what he wants to achieve, everything that he's spoken about, is what I want for this club, because I understand the technical level that you need to be at, the intelligence, the football intelligence that you need to have to execute the
Yeah.
plans that he has, the tactics that he has for us in the future, or at least has in store for us in the future. So it's just right now, it's it's a teething period. It's a really painful teething period because he's pushing us farther than we need to go with these players, and I don't blame
Mhm,
him for not being able to find a solution just yet because these players are so bad. Because
mhm.
of that, I'm a lot
You-
more forgiving
Yeah.
than most Arsenal fans, and that's why I cannot make a decision on whether I'm Arteta in or Arteta out. I can't say I'm Arteta out until like next season, Feb, March. In Feb,
Yeah.
March, when we
Mm.
get knocked at all the competitions consecutively. That
Yeah.
traditional period of ours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
that's it. Because essentially, what's going to happen is he's going to have the summer, and if it doesn't go as planned, then he's going to have January to try and rectify it. But at the end
Mhm.
of the day, he needs to make sure that we're still within touching distance so that we're not left behind by January. And if should we need to recover, at least we're close
Yeah.
enough to try and push on to recover. If it's for the top four, fine. If it's
Yeah.
for top six, fine. Whatever it is, we just need to
Mhm,
compete. And right now, we're not competing.
I
And
believe,
it's
mhm.
honestly,
also a big part of Arteta's. A lot of blame lies on Arteta. I don't take that away
I,
from him.
I honestly believe he's made us worse. Made us way
Mm.
worse. I haven't seen us this bad in my whole life, and I'm 21 years old. And
Mhm.
I don't care. Like he wants to play. Like he wants to play this way. Whatever. Yeah, I understand. I can see it as well. Yeah, but some managers, yeah, they can maybe, yeah, they have it all in the talk and they have they do their hair nice and yeah, the Lego hair and all that, etc. Yeah, but he's not showing it to me. He can't do
Yeah.
it. He's out of his depth. The guy is out of his depth. And if you're an experienced manager, yeah, fair enough. Yeah, Pep, Pep is an experienced manager. He would make a mistake or whatever. He will know how certain ways how to go about certain things. Arteta's never been through it, so he don't know how to do it. Like for me, if we won Europa League, somehow won it, yeah, and it's gonna be a fluke if we do, like we won the FA Cup last year, yeah. I swear I'll still sack him. Because imagine us against PSG, against Bayern Munich next season. We'll be embarrassed. Embarrassed. I watched PSG and Man City the other day, and they are light years ahead of us. And even if we shit house our way to a Europa League
Yeah.
trophy, yeah, which it will happen, it'll be, I know he's a jammy manager, yeah, he will win it, and all the fans will be up and roll. No, I still want him out because we will get humiliated in the Champions League. I will get humiliated, and just how we are not going to change from down here, from down the ground right here to up there within overnight. It's not going to
I
happen.
agree, Callum. No, I agree. Look, I actually wrote a sample article. I still haven't published it on why we shouldn't get Europe, and that's partially because of our owners. Actually, due to in large part because of our owners. Because think about it, how much level of investment are we going to need
I was
to
hoping you're going to
bridge
mention that.
that gap? Yeah, to bridge that gap between us and Champions League teams. It's a massive gap. And the only way
Jesus.
to bridge it in one summer is to have like an actual squad overhaul. You're going to need
Mm.
Yeah.
that. And then each signing is going to need to be, is going to need to be graded at the end of the season with like a C plus or a B plus performance. Like we need the signings to gel, and that's not easy to do.
Yeah.
So it's a massive task. I think the best thing we can hope for is that we're guaranteed
Yeah.
Champions League football somehow. Let's not get ahead of ourselves though, because we still have to
Bring back
beat
the
good evening.
bring back the Super League maybe. So we got to the 70th minute. We actually played better with 10 men for like 10 minutes. Carly mentioned it earlier. Leno made a good save, otherwise it would have been 3-0. So we managed.
Did you guys see Villarreal's tweet? Villarreal USA's tweet.
I saw their tweets. Very
Very
disrespectful. Very
Yeah,
disrespectful.
but I thought it was hilarious. I thought it was
We were
hilarious
playing with
that
10 men anyway. Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I see this guy's
It's
disrespecting
true.
us
It's
now.
true,
Yeah.
though.
That we were playing with
yeah,
10 men
yeah.
anyway.
We can't
So
even
we have a
beat
lot of
Villarreal.
negatives. Yeah, we have a lot of negatives at Arsenal, Callum. But one thing that is always a positive. Every time we get a penalty, we always score. We never miss penalties. Pepe, Aubameyang, Lacazette. I think we've got like the last 20. That's the only positive we had at Arsenal. Are you confident of him putting it away? And was it a penalty for you?
Well, it's proper soft, isn't it? Really soft.
Mm.
It reminded
It
me.
wasn't a pen. Come on, Callum. It wasn't a pen. Don't say soft. That's not a pen.
I'm not gonna say nothing, but I'm just happy one time that something goes our way when it comes to VAR.
True.
So that's the only thing I can think. I can just think that fair enough. We got away with something. So, and thank God Pepe scored it because I was so scared. Lacazette and Aubameyang.
Oh yeah, we badly needed that. If they beat us 2-0, it's over. Because when they score one goal at our place, then you need 4. Then it becomes something impossible.
And we are not scoring 4. That's for sure.
Yeah.
We are not scoring 4. That's the thing Arteta took out of our game is we used to be able to we used to concede a lot of goals, but at least we used to score. We used to score beautiful goals. We used to at least bang out. I mean, if we're gonna play, we used to bang goals in, and he's took that away from us. And we don't. I don't think. I think at the Emirates he'll be so jammy. We'll probably win 1-0 and go through. Do you know what I mean? We'll probably go 1-0.
1-0. We're very confident. 1-0. I don't even know if you'll keep a clean sheet.
Us not conceding. That's
wake
up, Calvin.
Wake up.
Come on, pinch Calvin, bro. Wake up, bro.
So he gets so Zoom Kapu gets a red card right after, and clear red card pretending to be injured. I know he's going to play on Sunday. The way he's pretending, to get injured. Surely when it got to 10 men each, you're thinking go for it. He didn't look like we went for it.
First of all, on Kapu, this guy really committed to that lie. You know when you tell your mom, "Yo, I feel my belly's like, my stomach's right," and then she goes like, "Nah, okay, you stay at home." And then you smell all the food she's cooking, and then all you can have is like toast with tea, with red tea, no milk. You know what I mean? Because your stomach's running. You know what I mean? And you just have to commit to it. That's what Kapu did. He really enjoyed that lift all the way down to the physio room. Anyway, Bukayo Saka. I just want to commend Bukayo Saka because obviously he won the penalty, soft, but like Callum said, it's been a while since we got one. Remember the Fulham one? How did we get remember that? Man. And then versus who do we play?
The David Luiz one, I think, for Wolves.
Yeah. Well, what about the Dani Ceballos one? Who was that against? Recently.
The one that he dove. That was against Everton.
Everton, yes. But it was the same kind of challenge versus Fulham, right? But Fulham got a penalty. We didn't. Pepe was offside. That's a non-issue. Anyway. Bukayo Saka done well to that's at the end of the day, right? Why United win penalties, Manchester United win so many penalties is because they have players like Saka who are just dangerous in and around the box. They win free kicks, they win penalties, they play off they take risks. And Bukayo Saka almost nutmegged Kapu and got him sent off. Now, at that point, I'm fully with you. At least you mentioned it right now. I thought to myself, listen, it's been a shit night for us. My French. But I felt like it was the right moment to signal an increase in morale or try and instigate an increase in morale by putting on Aubameyang, putting on another attacking player. you remember there was a game recently where we put on like 4 forwards. Was it against Olympiacos actually? Yeah, it was. Bukayo Saka
Yeah,
played right back. Yeah, we had like
yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Aubameyang. Yeah, we had all kinds of forwards there. I
Or
thought we should
Benfica,
have done that.
because I remember Saka's cross from the right
Benfica,
side
sorry,
against
yeah,
Benfica, yeah, for Aubameyang.
Benfica, yeah.
Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, thank you. So I thought that would have been a massive signal because, to be honest, apart from
Hmm.
that chance we created for Aubameyang,
Yeah.
there was nothing else really. We didn't. They managed the game well, and the goal scorer of the first goal, what was his name, Trequierdos or something? He said
Yeah.
today in an interview, he said we should have killed them, and he's right. They should have, because
It looked like
even
we were comfortable
after,
in 2-1 defeat. It looked like we were okay with that
yeah,
2-1
it
defeat.
looked like we were accepting it. And then
I
the
know.
thing is, when I saw Mohamed El Neni come on, I was like, yeah,
Yeah.
this guy is
He's
confident
happy.
that we can win.
Mhm.
Yeah, he's happy with
At
that.
home.
Yeah,
Uh,
2-1.
Yeah.
Losing
all
2-1.
things considered, all things considered,
Hmm.
I think he was like, yeah, I think he doesn't want to, because you know us, man. You know Arsenal. Let's not pretend, guys. We're chasing a game. We just need one goal, but we don't need to risk it. And
Hmm.
one
You're,
breakaway, keeper messes it up. Isn't that what we did with Atletico Madrid in the first
Yeah.
semi-final that we played in the Europa League? That's exactly what we
Yeah.
did. So
Hmm.
it's, yeah, maybe I guess that just shows that he's an Arsenal player, so he gets it. Anyway,
I don't.
um,
Callum.
I think he's a bit spineless, in honest here, because
Mm.
he's not. He seems like he's not a winner. Like it seems like he's happy with a loss against Villarreal. Villarreal, they're seventh in their league. Do you know what I mean? And they
we're
want to play the
10th.
Champions
We're
League.
10th,
We're
Callum.
10th. We're 10th. We're 10th.
We're
You're
10th,
worse.
Callum.
Yeah, we are
We're
10th,
worse.
but like we're worse, maybe. But like in a league like that, yeah, we shouldn't be like we should be beating them. Like we should
Mhm.
be beating them. We shouldn't be losing the way we look. We're losing, and just
No, I
the
agree.
substitutions and the time of the substitutions shows me the guy has
Yeah.
no clue. The guy has
Callum,
no
you mentioned
winning mentality. That is
Callum, you
ridiculous.
mentioned earlier how Aubameyang was brought on so late, and he got one chance. You're right. If he was brought on earlier, how many more chances could he have had? How many more
I know,
chances could Arsenal have had? Clear-cut chances. You know what I mean? And the thing
yeah.
is, to rely on someone who just came back from malaria, and that's no joke. Malaria is a serious
Yeah.
disease, man.
I know.
It's a bit wishful. You're not gonna
Mm.
you're not gonna get an Aubameyang that's gonna take his first chance. Even a fully
I
fit
don't think he was
Aubameyang doesn't
supposed to
take his
play.
first chance.
I don't think he was
Yeah,
going to play
Yeah,
anyway. I think he was just put on the bench.
but even when he came on and he had that touch and he shot, that's the sharpest
Mm.
I've seen a Aubameyang this season.
Should he have
Probably
scored that?
No, I think he slipped. If he didn't slip, I reckon he would have probably at least
yeah,
had it
he
on
slipped.
target. He slipped
Callum's
in it
right.
and he took it away. But honestly, that's the sharpest I've ever seen him this season. He hasn't
Yeah.
been that sharp on the ball. And
Good pass from Partey as well.
Yeah, exactly.
That throw
I
pass
know.
was a good throw
But if
pass.
he's on the bench for me, I know he had a disease and all, but if he was on the bench, surely he's fit enough to play. He would have had physio, he would have had people look at him. Do you know what I mean? He wouldn't be on the bench
Yeah.
if he's not fit to play. So surely if he's on the bench, you at least bring him on like maybe 70 minutes. Give him 15 minutes just to see what he can do. 15 minutes. 5 minutes. Like, Aubameyang goes quiet in games anyway. He's had all this stuff happen to him. Like, give him
Mhm.
at least 15 minutes where he can see what he does. Just see what he can do up top. Why not? Throw him up there. 10 men. They had 10 men
agree.
Villarreal as well. Like, that's what I think. But I don't know. I don't know.
So
No,
let
I
me go
agree.
through
I
the
agree.
last three
100%.
stats. Let me go through
Okay,
the last
go
three
ahead.
stats. Nicolas Pepe has been involved in more Europa League goals than anyone, 6 goals and 4 assists. So I remember I asked you guys last time out, is it because we've been playing the likes of Molde and Dundalk? But he scored some really good goals over the days. 6 goals, 4 assists are the best in the Europa League. We'll take that. We'll take that. I think he's been really good in 2021, the year. Like the goals away to Wolves,
Yes.
away to Leicester. The performance away to Leicester was very, very good. So I think he's been really good. So this is another one, but I know this is kind of unfair. This is the first time a former Arsenal manager is beating Arsenal. To be fair, we've never played against Wenger, and this is the first time we're playing him. We don't really have former managers. So since 1999, George Graham beating us. So this is the first time we're losing to a former manager. He looked very happy. Emery on the bench, you can imagine, he looked very happy. And then Callum, another one. Unai Emery contested his 4th Europa League semi-final, or his sixth Europa League final, and he's won the previous 4. So does that scare you going into the next game, because he usually gets to the final the moment he gets here?
It scares me because we just know what we're like. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's fair enough. Yeah, you know, Emery's been in this competition, and he obviously got us to the final. And we did batter Valencia in the semis. I think the semis did we when Aubameyang put the mask on. Was it the semi-finals? I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it was. He's done it with us, done it with multiple teams and won it. But we can beat them. We can beat it. If we turn up, we can beat them. Do you know what I mean? But I don't believe we will. Honestly. I think we're gonna get lucky.
Team, man. That team is not that good, man. Kapu is not even suspended. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, if you think about it, Callum, Dani Ceballos is the player that got sent off for us, so he doesn't start. And for them, their best midfielder, in my opinion, Kapu, is the one who doesn't start. So they have a bigger loss. And the thing is, if we try and compound that by putting in Granit Xhaka in central midfield alongside Thomas Partey, I think we have a very good chance, to be fair.
And then hopefully we get Tierney back in it. Tierney's back in it. So let's hope he can play left back.
Yeah. That would be a big boost. Big boost. So last question, who was your... Okay, no, I don't want to say man of the match because really didn't have a man of the match. Who was your best player or the better player yesterday, though, for us?
Saka. Saka made the difference. He won the penalty, and he got a man. He got their most important midfielder sent off, and that's going to be... We're only going to feel the effects of that red card in the next game. That's when we'll realize Etienne Capoue missing out is going to be a big loss for them.
Yeah, and Callum is right. I mean, when looking at those players, Foyth, Capoue, Coquelin, even Moreno at left back, someone who had no good performance at Liverpool. Like, they had such a... Raul Albiol, he was good at Real Madrid 10 years ago, but not now. So who was your best player today, Callum? Pepe, Leno, Saka?
I think Leno deserves a shot. Saka and Leno. Yeah. Because Leno, he could have been outside the game if he didn't save that shot. You know what I mean? He would have been out of sight. And maybe Pepe, because he scored the penalty, you know what I mean, and gave our lifeline, or gave us a lifeline anyway. So, maybe I'll say Pepe, because I think he scored the penalty, a lot of pressure on him, do you know what I mean, to score that. So,
fair enough.
Okay, last questions. What do you want to see different next week? Lineup or tactics, or do you want to see different? Just 1 minute.
I want to see Kieran Tierney at left back, David Luiz partnering Pablo Mari. I want to see Granit Xhaka in midfield with Thomas Partey, and then either Emil Smith Rowe or Martin Odegaard. Not both of them. Playing in the number 10 role. Saka obviously at right wing. I want to see Pepe on the left, and either Martinelli or Aubameyang up top, or if Laka's available, then Laka. But yeah, I just want a striker playing in striker. That's what I want to see.
Okay, and who do you see as the captain next week? Not Holding?
Just throw it in the tunnel. You know, I reckon he just when they walk down the tunnel, he just he closes his eyes and goes like that, throws it to them. Yeah, that's why I reckon it's a different captain every week.
So, Callum, I'm going to ask you like this: would you play Martinelli or Aubameyang or both?
Martinelli, I'll play up top. I think every time he's played to come off the bench, he's been impactful. I reckon. You know, I mean, he's done some good stuff. He's very lively up top, and he closes down from the front very well. So.
Okay, and then Odegaard or Smith Rowe in the number 10.
No, I prefer Smith Rowe than Odegaard.
Smith Rowe. Okay, and would you bring? Would you bring back David Luiz into the starting lineup?
Yeah, you'd have to. I'll bring back David Luiz to partner Mari, and I'll put bring Tierney back. Do you know what I mean? And I don't think I'll play Chambers actually. I might play him. I'll give him another shot. You know?
Okay, and last one, Zoom. Would you start Chambers or Villarreal or Cedric on the right side, or Cedric on the left side?
I'd start Callum Chambers. He's been all right. Yeah, I'd start Callum Chambers.
Actually, I prefer Cedric. I'll put Cedric right back, actually. Sorry.
And then left back? Who would you play at left back? We don't have left back. Tierney. You say Tierney. Okay. I'm a new fan here saying I'm waiting for Arsenal in the final. Wow. Yeah, they smashed them up. I couldn't believe they actually scored 5 goals in the second half. One of their penalties was very dodgy as well.
But Roma is whack.
Yeah, imagine us playing Roma. If we play Roma,
I don't think we'd beat them 6 goals.
Roma's
If we,
Roma's whack
if,
though.
are Roma better than Villarreal? I think they are. Do you know what I
No,
mean?
I think they
no,
are.
they're not.
I actually think they are. I
I,
also
I
think they are.
watched a bit
Like,
of their game, guys. I watched a bit of their
mm,
game, and they were so disorganized, man.
Yeah, they
You
were.
think we're
But so
disorganized?
are we.
You think
So are
we're
we.
disorganized?
We're worse.
No,
yeah.
you think we're disorganized? You should have seen them, bro.
Look at Trump.
It was
I
whack.
don't think you'd be able to beat them 6 goals, though. That's the thing. And I'm sure if Villarreal beat us, United have won the trophy. I think United will smash up Villarreal, unfortunately. So
Mhm.
let's hope we can change next week. I think we'll win next week. What's your prediction? Quick one, just quick answer. Zoom prediction next week.
We're winning 3-1.
3-1. Callum?
I honestly think Arteta's going to win 1-0. He's a jammy
1.
manager.
Okay.
Be the first time we win 1-0 this season. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay. I'm going to go for 2-1 and you can see extra time. Make sure you follow Zoom and Callum over on Twitter. I don't know about them. I'm not using Twitter and Instagram this weekend, but yeah, thank you for watching. Keep staying safe and I'll catch up with you guys later.